Yo, how's it going? It's your boy Mr. Almighty Lewis back at you with another video, and today I want to talk about saying the truth, being honest, and being blunt to the point where it kind of sounds negative. All right, so it just amazes me sometimes when people are out there, they're saying the truth, they tell you the truth, and you perceive them as somebody that is negative, somebody that like is trying to like put you down. You perceive this person as somebody that hates you and that's got something against you, and you don't want to listen to them even though they're telling you the truth. But they might not, but their delivery isn't as pleasant, isn't nice as you would expect. Now, if you notice me, and if you notice like the type of videos that I make here, most of my videos are not exactly, harsh, blunt, um, very like aggressive. Mine's are more technical. I like to be more logical, and I like to very break things down and explain to you what the hell is going on. Now, for the most part, I try to keep it that way because that's just the way I love to do it, and that's just the way my delivery is. However, not a lot of people really resonate with that, and that's because here's the thing about like people who are like that. You know, people who like to deliver their content, deliver their advice, deliver whatever it is that's on their mind. If they like to deliver in a way where it sounds very blunt and even to some extent a little bit aggressive, to the point where that mixture of just being blunt and being aggressive comes off very negative, these people, they got no filter. And to some degree, I would say that they have one of two things. There's two reasons why a person would deliver content like that. All right. First, because they know their audience. All right. Now, this one isn't that common unless of course this person is an actual instructor. If they have experience and they've done things in their life, and now they're actually trying to teach you something, most likely they're in this place where they're blunt and they're very honest with you, because it's coming from a place where they're actually trying to help you, because they know they've been there. And because of that, they need to be blunt, they need to be very to some degree even aggressive, because here's the thing, like when we're learning things, sometimes we like to just believe our own ideas. We kind of have our own concept of how the thing works, and so there's a part of us that has like this bias, towards ourselves, that we believe that we know what we're doing. And so when somebody comes up to us and they try to tell us how to do something, for the most part, we just don't want to pay attention, because we feel like we've already gotten it down. And so when somebody comes up to us, we just sort of ignore them. And the reason why these people will be blunt with you and sort of even aggressive is to penetrate through that barrier that you yourself are putting. If you're the one who's trying to learn something, but you just can't, this person understands, this person who's trying to deliver the content very blunt and very aggressive, they understand that you have this fucking barrier in front of you, and so they have to get through it, they have to destroy it in order for their message to even get through in the first place. So like that's why this is very common with instructors, and it's very very common that at first they're very blunt, they're very aggressive, they're very like brutally honest. Whatever little mistake that you make, they'll point that shit out, and they'll make sure to fucking make fun of you, or like really hammer that shit in, that you're fucking up. Because here's the thing, like you as a person learning, you need that. You need somebody to point you in the right direction. You need somebody to guide you. You need somebody to really get through you. Not all of us can actually learn just by listening to content. Now there is an exception. There is a few people who all they really need is the information, and they can go in and apply it, they'll understand it, and on they go with their journey. But there's people who are very stubborn, they're very in their head, and they just cannot, they refuse change, they refuse to do things differently. And even if somebody like me were to come and actually give them the information and break it down for them in a very logical structure, and it makes sense, they still won't apply it, and they still won't find it very compelling, very resonating, and most likely they won't even apply it because they never even understood it in the first place. They never listened. And so the thing is that when this is the case, we need those blunt people. We need those blunt people to be blunt, to be honest, and to be aggressive, because that's the only way like somebody like that can actually learn something. However, most instructors, like I've said, they have a specific audience. So when an instructor is being this way, all the time, that means they know their audience. That means they know that they can only work with people who have these barriers, which is not bad. For the people who have these barriers, that means that they themselves, they're this can come from a standpoint of having a lot of self-confidence, a lot of self-esteem, to the point where it's like, like, I know what I'm doing, I trust myself, I can do this, I'm a leader. So it's not, that trait in of itself is not entirely bad. It's just that you just got to learn how to follow. Sometimes you just got to learn how to actually pay attention and listen, instead of always leading the whole damn time. Because a good leader can actually be a student and a leader, and they can shift simultaneously with no problem, as opposed to a bad leader who always wants to consistently be leading, and they never actually want to follow or listen to anybody else. So what this makes you a very stubborn leader who's going to stay stuck doing the same thing, and you're only going to be an effective leader as long as whatever is in your mind works. But once that stops working and you still keep on doing the same thing just because it worked in the past, you're going to go down, man. Your leadership is going to go down. It's going to plummet, all right? So make sure, if you're in this position, open yourself up and be open to, and if there's somebody in your life right now who has experience and they're trying to teach it to you in a very blunt way and it sounds kind of aggressive, listen to them. Actually listen to them. If they actually have the experience, listen to them. Now, I said at the beginning of the video, there's two reasons. Now, the other reason is they actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they're just being a fucking, bitch or a fucking dick, to be honest. Because, there's people out there who will be out there, they'll want to point things out about you, but in this case, it is very negative because they don't really, they don't point out anything positive about you. They just want to point out like the negative stuff, and they want to pound that into you and show you that you suck and that you're this, you're that, you're that, you're that. Now, I have a couple people in my life that are like that. And here's the thing, like, I don't pay attention to these people whatsoever because, it really comes down to, proof. You gotta prove, man. You gotta show that you actually know what you're talking about. It's not just about having the ability to point out, mistakes on other people. It's not enough. Look, man, like, there's a lot of things that I notice about people day to day that they potentially may be doing wrong. But who the fuck am I to go up to them and point them out and, go up to them and be very blunt about it and freaking, like, knock them down to the ground and fucking step on them, telling them how bad they're doing and shit. Like, what's the point of that if I can't help them? If I myself don't have the experience, if I myself have never been where that person is, what gives me the right to go up to that person and start talking shit to them, Like, so, like, this is the second person. If you're on the receiving end of this, you better walk away from that person, all right? Do not try to, like, change this person, or do not try to negotiate or agree with this person. Don't have an argument with this person, and just don't do it, because it's not gonna end. It's not gonna end well. It's pretty much not gonna go anywhere, because this person isn't there to help you. They're actually there to break you, really. As harsh as it sounds, but they're there to break you. They're really there to, like, hurt your feelings, and they're really there to just, fuck around with your emotions at this point. And you have no reason to listen to them, because they, in reality, if you really think about it, these people don't carry any value for you. there is no value in whatever they're telling you, because all they're really doing is pointing out things that you probably already know about yourself. These are probably things that you probably even tell yourself, when you're by yourself, you go in your head and you're probably, judging yourself already. So what the fuck? What difference does it make, that somebody else comes up to you and starts judging you based on those things? So like, there is no value to be picked from that. So that's my problem with people who are blunt, but they got no proof to, be blunt in the first place. Like, they don't have permission. So if you're that type of person right now who's blunt, who's aggressive, you're honest, but you have no intention of helping the person, and you don't have the experience, stop that shit, all right? Stop that shit. You yourself have a problem. If you're that person, you have a problem to fix there, because most likely, if you're this type of person, you have very low self-esteem. You have low confidence. You have trauma probably. And you're probably like really fucked up. Honestly, you're really fucked up. So you really have to retreat and really, get some help. Really get some help. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. But, you need to get help. You need to get help from people, from somebody who actually knows. From somebody who's actually been there. Like I myself, I've been there. I know what it's like to do that. That's why I'm even making this video, because I've been in both places. Right now I am honest, and sometimes I am blunt and I am aggressive. But that's for the purpose of actually helping the person, because I know what I'm talking about. So I know I need to get through them. In order to do that, I gotta hurt them a little bit, just so that they wake up and they become aware of what the fuck's going on. But there's certain areas where I see people fucking up, but I actually have no fucking idea. I don't know what the fuck. Like, I don't know any better. Why the fuck would I even go up to that person and just start talking shit to them if I have no idea what the fuck is going on? Like, it's just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I've been that person. Like I said, I've been the person to like go up to those people in the past and just hurt people just for the sake of just hurting them. I just wanted to, like, it almost became like a competition, like, oh, you want to call me out on that, then I'm gonna call you out on this and this and this, and to some extent, it might seem like something that you may want to do, just because, like, you want to protect yourself, you want to stand up for yourself, and you want to talk shit back to the other person. All this shit, it's just very childish. Like, there's just no point. For somebody who's mature, that's just like fucking stupid. It really is, because what the fuck is the point of you arguing, going back and forth, if there's nothing, at the end, you're not going to get anything out of it. Nothing. The point of an argument, the point of, even having a discussion with someone is to extract value or give it. And in that situation, you're not giving value or receiving any, so what the fuck? Now, on the other hand, if you have somebody who's teaching you something, who has the intention of helping you, then there you go. You have some value to extract, because this person is genuinely trying to help you because they've actually been there. So listen to them. Open yourself up to them and actually fucking pay attention. Extract the value that they're already willing to give you. All right? And the way you give value is by fucking listening to them and actually applying whatever it is that they're telling you to do. And now you give value to them, because now they feel listened. They feel respected. They feel like, okay, this person actually listened to me and actually went and did what I told him to do, and he got results because of it. That makes that person happy. And you, obviously, you become happy because you get results. So that's all I got to say about that. All right, so blunt people, are they bad? Are they good? Like I've said, it all depends on, the intention of this blunt person. I don't think there's anything wrong with being blunt and being honest and being, a little bitchy at times, being a dick. I don't have a problem with that, all right? What I have a problem is when you're this type of person and you got no fucking track record to back that shit up, all right? If you're just talking out of your ass, just trying to be a fucking bitch or a fucking dick, then you gotta fucking stop doing that shit. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Whether you're the person who's blunt and honest and you're trying to, hone in that skill that you got already, or you're the person on the receiving end and you need to understand, like, who do you listen to. So, like, I hope you both found this video helpful. Remember to check out the entire series, IGTV. It'll be somewhere down below. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.